What's good, artists? It's Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com here with another Artist Marketing 911. Artists, today I want to speak to you about paying for verses from major artists. Is there a time that you should be paying for verses from fellow artists or bigger artists with a bigger buzz that can possibly expose you to another fan base? Absolutely. It's a tactic that is used in many different businesses where you'll have a movie that comes out and then you'll see actual Mountain Dew cans in the actual movie instead of blurring it out or calling it a different brand. You'll see that cross promotion go all the time. And that's all collaboration pretty much is. It's basically you paying for the exposure in front of an audience and hopefully having like-minded music listeners become fans of what you're doing. Should you pay for a verse before you have a fan base? And to that, I have to say absolutely not. I think that it's more important for you to figure out who you are. It's important to figure out who your fan base is. It's important for you to figure out who am I even speaking to? It's important for you to figure out who is even the audience that would be open to what I'm doing. Because what happens when you start paying for verses too early, people start to become very skeptical. It didn't always used to be like that, but I think nowadays people see you and they look at the level that you're at. They look at things that are very vain, things like your follower count and whether or not you're verified. And if you all of a sudden have all of these collaborations, say you got 200 followers and all of a sudden you have all of these collaborations with 2 Chainz and all of these different people who are huge, people are going to look at you a certain way. They're going to look at you like, oh, he must have paid for those verses. And the thing is, you don't want to establish a reputation like that. You don't want to be the guy who has all of these major features and no actual growth and no traction from it. So should you pay for them? Absolutely. You should pay for them when it's an artist that you respect and they should be paid for their craft. Same way that you should be paid for your craft. But you should not use it as a tool to basically build a fan base from ground zero. Absolutely not. You need to be figuring out the 2 or 3 people. It may start off as 5 people who are really going ham for you. It may even just be 1 person going ham for you. But you gotta be focused in on them and building them up and finding how they can find more like-minded people to bring into your situation, to listen to your music. You don't want to be chasing artists and throwing all of this money at them and then trying to figure out why the song came out and all your friends and fan base went crazy. Oh my God, like, oh man, I can't believe you got a song with them. And then things just kind of drop off. You're not able to do a music video with this artist because of the grounds that it was built off of. You're not able to actually get them in studio. You're not able to get the in-studio footage. These things are factors to show the camaraderie and to show that an artist is actually rocking with what you're doing. But if you're just getting verses mailed in and you're continuing to get verses from artists and it doesn't make sense for where you're at and people are looking at you and they can obviously see that this had to be a paid situation, it's just something that if you're trying to build a fan base, that's not the way to go about it. If you're trying to get the attention of A&Rs and record execs, that may be the route for you. But it's going to always come back down to the people. It's going to always come back to how much they value you, because how much the people value you will in turn increase your value to everybody that you come in contact with. If you can show that camaraderie, you can show that fan base that just goes in for you, that will in turn be your value. And that will in turn be the reason why artists will come to you. Artists that you look up to will come to you because they see the value that you have within your fan base. And it won't be a paying situation. It'll be an actual mutual respect for one another's brand, and you're able to collaborate on the right grounds. But paying for verses too early, I don't agree with that. I think that you should really look to other avenues to build your fan base, from open mics to collaboration with artists who are kind of on the same playing field where you're at currently. It's great to do collaborations. It's great to really go in on those collaborations, but it's not great to fake it before you actually make it. I don't believe in that motto. I believe in building. I believe in cutting down on the vanity and cutting down on the appearance of things and really building back up muscle. Building back muscle. Muscle to me is value. It's more valuable to me if an artist has 500 followers on Twitter but can get 100 heads to a show than it is somebody who has 10,000 followers and can't get 10 people to a show. To me, the other person is of more value. And in turn, it makes more sense to work with that individual. So I don't think that you should pay for verses looking to get your buzz up unless you're in a situation where you already got things running and it makes sense. It's got to be something that makes sense, because if you're doing things for appearance sakes, then you're playing the appearance game. If you're playing the appearance game, then it's got to make sense for appearance sake. This has been another Artist Marketing 911, Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com. And now a word from our sponsors. Grindhouse is the app come true for entrepreneurs. We all need an opportunity to get inspiration and motivation from a place with real value. Grind-house.com is that place. Download their app in the Apple iTunes Store or Google Play. What's good, artists? It's Curtis King, and I basically wanted to take this end portion to bring to your attention a new service that I'm providing. I just launched this week one-on-one artist and producer marketing and consultation. So basically, I'll sit with you one-on-one and answer all of your questions. Any questions that you have for me as an artist or producer, I can basically sit with you and we can formulate a plan together. I want to see you reach all of your goals, and I want to make sure that I offer you as much of my 12-year plus experience as I can to help you down your road. If you have any questions, visit CurtisKing.com, not Curtis King Beats. Visit CurtisKing.com and book a session now. Nobody understands an artist like an artist, and nobody understands a producer like a producer.